We have some very exciting news out of Six Flags today. In case you were worried, we now know that Snoopy is officially staying. Yes, Six Flags Entertainment and Peanuts Worldwide just extended the licensing agreement through 2030. This is Theme Park Brandon, and this is really great news for the parks in my opinion, and you're going to learn as to why I think that is, and why potentially this means bigger things for Six Flags altogether. Will we start to see the Peanuts characters be implemented into the Six Flags parks? And will we see some of the Six Flags characters be implemented into the Cedar Fair parks? So let's get into this. I hope you're having a wonderful day here. So they go on to say that the Six Flags Entertainment Corporation, North America's largest regional amusement resort operator, today announced it has extended its licensing agreement with Peanuts Worldwide for another 5 years. The new agreement extends Six Flags' position as the exclusive amusement park partner for Peanuts in North America. The agreement also includes in-park entertainment and sports, food and beverage, retail operations, and exclusive Peanuts merchandise to December 31st, 2030, ensuring that millions of park guests at Knott's Berry Farm, Carowinds, Cedar Point, Kings Island, Kings Dominion, Dorney Park, Canada's Wonderland, Great America, Michigan's Adventure, Valley Fair, and Worlds of Fun will continue to experience and connect with the iconic Peanuts characters. They go on to say, "We are proud to extend our long-standing partnership with Peanuts, which has delivered so many fun and cherished memories to our guests." Kristen Dykman, Six Flags Chief Commercial Officer, said that. Then they go on to say, "Both of our brands are built on bringing families together and creating one-of-a-kind experiences and emotional connections. The renewed relationship between Six Flags and Peanuts Worldwide will enable both companies to enhance and extend their brands through themed areas, live entertainment, merchandise, and games." So a few things that I find rather intriguing. Notice how they listed out all the parks in the Cedar Fair chain. Now the reason why they did that is every single Cedar Fair park already has a Peanuts area in it. But they did not mention that they look to expand the Peanuts into the Six Flags parks. So maybe that's down the road. It'll be very interesting. I do not know when the licensing for Six Flags ends for the Looney Tunes characters. So maybe they're going to wait on that and then implement the Peanuts into other Six Flags parks, which I vote that personally over the Looney Tunes. And I would love to know your thoughts. Would you rather have Peanuts or Looney Tunes? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. But really, what really makes this very intriguing is for the future of the parks, we could very well kind of see Six Flags almost be separated down the middle by Legacy Six Flags, Legacy Cedar Fair, in terms of the overall Snoopy and then the Looney Tunes. Maybe we do not see Looney Tunes be implemented in the Legacy Cedar Fair parks, and vice versa, Snoopy implemented and built up into the Legacy Six Flags parks. Now, for those of you who do not want to see Superman the rides and Flash vertical velocities and Batman the rides at Cedar Point, Kings Island, Canada's Wonderland, Knott's Berry Farm, that might be good for you too, because maybe they're going to keep that stuff in the Six Flags side of the portfolio and have the Cedar Fair parks be basically how they've always been. That's an option. I personally don't see it happening like that personally. I just think there's a lot of money to be made for these brand deals, unless they decide to not do any of that. And eventually, once the licensing agreement ends, remove all the DC characters, Superman from the parks, and just have a generic name like basically what Cedar Fair parks have done. There's a lot to this, really. This is a lot more than just Snoopy staying, because I'm a huge fan of Snoopy. Carowinds' new kids area is really good. We already saw Kings Island open up a new kids area last year, so it's really important that Snoopy stays. And through 2030, that gives the park 5 more years. Hopefully they can work out a long-term contract by then. Sounds like a football team, you know. But, by the way, go Bengals. You know, it just comes down to what's the most important thing for the parks, and what's gonna keep season pass holders and park guests happy. So they want to spend more money. They want to come back to the park. So obviously you need a solid kid area because a majority of the people that go to the parks are families. And so that's always a huge key to this. So I think overall the Cedar Fair parks have much better overall kid areas and better maintained kid areas than the Six Flags parks do. So what I would really like to see, I would really like to see Snoopy be expanded into the Legacy Six Flags side of things. That way they get their Snoopy fix and better kid areas. But more importantly, if we do have the Legacy Cedar Fair parks open up major DC themed rides, I mean, I'm okay with that. What's your thoughts? Now, if you like roller coasters, check out my posters in the background. You can find them at themeparkbrandon.com, as well as a bunch of other different posters as well, and t-shirts, merchandise, like my t-shirt, my Volcano t-shirt as well. Thank you all so much for the support. Could we see Cedar Point, Kings Island, all these Legacy Cedar Fair parks open up a major DC coaster? I mean, honestly, how bad would it be, right? Would it make you not want to go? Would it make you not want to buy a season pass? I mean, I don't ride a roller coaster because of the name or the theme. I mean, obviously, I like to ride if it has a cool theme, maybe a little bit more, or I'm more intrigued by it. But some of my favorite rides really have no real official theme to it. You know, for example, if Air Force One, which is my number 3, if that was themed to, you know, Buzz Lightyear, I wouldn't care. Corny, yeah, but I would still like to ride it. You know, for me personally, I think it's just what we're all used to, right? Like, we're used to the non-IP stuff at the Cedar Fair parks, and we're used to the IP stuff at the Six Flags parks. So it's just gonna take time to like blend and mix together. But again, just like the Legacy Cedar Fair parks with the ads now all over the parks, this ride's presented by Snickers. Here are Carowinds, Vortex. Now, why would Snickers want to promote and sponsor that crappy ride Vortex? Who knows? Maybe that's the cheapest option for the marketing team for $200 a year, you can sponsor this crappy ride. But then you also have the haunted houses. You know, that's a change that the Cedar Fair is siding with the way Six Flags have done things and are implementing the charging for the haunted houses. And now look at Winterfest. I mean, the Winterfest, at least Carowinds, is really cut back big time. More like a holiday in the park style event at other parks. So I don't know. I'm very happy to hear Snoopy's returning. I was actually rather nervous. I think it's great for the parks, but these IPs are going to be interesting to see where we stand in 3, 4, 5 years from now, because I do feel like the IPs will stay, and I don't think we'll have Looney Tunes and Snoopy, though. I do not think that. I do think that this is going to be a 5-year plan as to what we're going to do next as far as the longevity of the parks and what parks we're keeping, what parks we're going to sell off. So there you have it. Let me know your thoughts, and if you want to know what I think about Cedar Point, I have 10 questions about the future of the park that you definitely want to check out in the video at the bottom of your screen. With that being said, are you happy that Snoopy's returning? Let me know. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and keep riding coasters.